Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you. Another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks. I'm Platter Series V's. I've been doing for a little while now. I go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff. Then, folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. Don't put diesel oil in your non-diesel vehicle. But anyway, folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yam around about for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck that I accidentally filled with diesel oil. That was a whole debacle. And then on top of that, folks, I'm doing something else. What is it? I'm wearing a super cool shirt. And folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for you today, folks? Well, it happens to be my Born of Osiris shirt. Well, with the very neat graphic with Pharaoh Vader. Yeah, man, so if you're unfamiliar with Born of Osiris, they've been around for a bit. I think something close to 20 years or so. They're actually an Illinois band, which I didn't know until last year in 2023. I was aware of them, but didn't really have any affiliation with them, hadn't really gotten into their music. But last year, they did a Christmas show. They happened to be performing with a couple of their bands that I wanted to see, and I was blown away. I thought they were an absolutely fantastic show, excellent musicianship, seemed to be very nice guys, too. So after everything was said and done, I picked up some merch, went over there, got a few videos of their performances. Those videos are also on this channel, just in case maybe you want to check out some of their stuff. But realistically, I highly recommend you check out their stuff in, my non-crappy recorded phone format. But they are a very cool band, and, Illinois love. I got it, right? I mean, I don't have to, but I will. Speaking of Illinois love, well, folks, what am I reviewing for you today? I mean, it happens to be a thing that I got from what I'm assuming is a local spot. It's Boba! Specifically, this is green tea. They just put green tea. The actual thing on the menu called it a green tea latte milk tea with tapioca. You get your choice of what type of boba you want. I just got the standard tapioca because I feel like that's a good way to do things. And yeah, this is a little spot. It's not super close to me, but not super far out of the way. I've been meaning to review it. And then I just had the perfect opportunity because I was going to pick up food from a place not too far from it. I was like, sure, man. And I love some boba. So let's go ahead. Let's take off the thing. And we got one of the big old boba straws. And I've reviewed boba from other places and stuff like that. Go watch those if you're interested. This one just sounded interesting, so let's pop it in. All right. And let's get a thing for the thing. Ha 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 ha. And yeah, what would this be? What I'm assuming is a local establishment. I'm going to have to research it a little bit afterwards. But if it is, then it's going to end up in my Eating Out Illinois playlist. That playlist is just for local spots to Illinois. Let's give it a go. Okay. I like it. Yeah. A nice thing about boba places, in my experience, as long as they go over there and, keep their standards up and are doing what they're supposed to be doing, it's pretty hard to fuck up. It's just, really what tends to separate boba places, in my opinion, at least in my experience, is kind of the things that they do that, sort of specialize in, like some of them will be more for milk teas or more for other teas. Some of them will come up with like a lot of, creative, like their own concoctions and stuff. With Boba Heaven, it didn't seem like they were going to, and I don't mean this in a bad way. It didn't seem like they were going too far out of their way to like stand out, at least, but they had like all the flavors that I expected. But I didn't like, again, when I say that, I mean like they didn't have like a section for like, hey, these are like our creations or whatever, which again, some places do, some places don't. But I did see this one. It seemed interesting. And it's good. It's nice. It's milky. It's pretty much exactly what you want from, from a boba tea. I think the tapioca is great. That, by the way, is what these little balls are. If you're unfamiliar with the whole boba tea concept, I don't know how you can be at this point. It's certainly become very prominent even here in the United States in recent years. Um, Basically, you got like these little sugary balls that are kind of gelatinous. And kind of depends on the type that you get and stuff like that. Some of them have almost a little bit of a pop to them, but the standard tapioca ones, they don't really do much of a pop. They're just kind of squishy, and go over there, you bite into them, and it just gives you, they're not like heavily sugared or anything, but they just give it kind of like an added sweetness to it. And they're fun. Yeah, there's nothing I dislike about this. It's perfectly solid boba. It's a nice flavor. I like that they went with a green tea latte flavor. Because I like green tea. Green tea is fantastic. But depending on how you use it, how you mix it into stuff, it actually can be potentially abrasive if you go too heavy with the flavor. It's just too earthy. But this, by adding in that latte aspect, I think it works nicely with the milk tea aspect. So it's very nice, lightly sweetened. Still has a little bit of that earthy, kind of green tea flavor, but it very much mixed in with the whole milky, creamy kind of milk tea latte experience. I'm gonna try to see if I can get, because I suck it up and I get the boba. See if I can suck it up a little bit further up, so I can just focus more on the green tea flavor. At that time I only got the one, so yeah, it has an identifiable green tea flavor. The latte aspect, again, I think that's more just kind of combining it with the milk tea aspect. But it's really nice. Like, genuinely, that's very, very tasty. And I think it does what a good milk tea is supposed to be doing. It's nice and creamy. It's not overly sweet. It's not trying to go over there and, it's not trying to be too punchy. It's kind of a mellow flavor. It's good. But two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Yes and yes. I think in both instances. Like, I'm not going to go over there and say that it's like anything super spectacular. I've had, boba teas and milk teas and stuff that I've preferred. But, like, there's genuinely nothing about this that I dislike. It's competently made. It represents the flavors that it's supposed to be representing well. And it's just, there's nothing to dislike about it. It's just, again, the only thing that I think kind of works against them a little bit is, just not having those, like, special creations and stuff like that. Because a lot of times those do offer that added personality. And that's usually where, like I went out to a place, was it last year or the year before, whatever, it's called Kung Fu Tea. And, they had, like, these, specific things where it's like, I could only get those there. But again, you don't have to do that. They made some really competent, really tasty boba tea that I really enjoy. So I would go ahead and I would get this again. Not only from Boba Heaven, but this specific flavor. I think it's good. And if I'm recommending it, I absolutely am. I think, like I said, boba has become increasingly pervasive in, at least, in Illinois. I don't know about the rest of the country. But seeing as how we are in the Midwest, but Illinois is always weird because we're in the Midwest, but then we've also got Chicago. So we kind of get a mix of, like, we're a little bit backwoods compared to, like, maybe, New York and Los Angeles when it comes to, like, certain things. But then at the same time, we're obviously a big cultural hub in the United States too. So we do get this impact. Just sometimes it takes us a little bit longer than, like, the coastal cities. But yeah, man, I mean, I think that if you happen to be in the area, it's in Elmhurst, Illinois, by the way. I think that if you happen to be in the area and you enjoy boba, like, yeah, go ahead and give them a go. Like, I don't think it's, if you're a boba fanatic, it's probably not going to be the best boba experience you've ever had, but it's more than competent. The staff were really nice. It was a nice little shop and everything. Yeah, gets my recommendation for sure. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of your month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go there, have yourselves a truly Boba-tastic rest of your life. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do it all the time, I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating. Just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations like that where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important that we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, if you've never tried boba tea, if that's just, something that you haven't had that inclination towards, I would recommend that you do so. And I'm not trying to push you towards anything. We're cool. But it is one of those things where, I think it's become much more, kind of widely understood and accepted. But at the same time, it does take time for these things to really kind of hit with people sometimes. And, but hell, even like Dunkin' Donuts has done it. I don't know if Starbucks has ever done like a boba thing. I would be surprised if they hadn't, but I haven't heard of it. But just, if you get the opportunity, and look around a little bit, because you'd be surprised at how many places now offer it. Like, a lot of restaurants that I've gone to in recent years that are, kind of newer, they have it available. I'm just saying, I think it's pretty neat. Bye.